Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros, kids. A lot going on in the world, and I'm sure if you're like us, you've been all in on the Democratic convention. Kidding, there's what, 40 people watching that fucking thing?
That's a good question. I'm not sure. I know that it's been wild as shit, though.
Well, has it?
I mean, it's not wild.
Has it?
For very brief moments, weird things have happened, and no, I wouldn't watch the whole thing for sure.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's not like a Japanese game show or anything.
Right.
Where you just have what the fuck's going on? No, it's more like, oh, of course this is happening.
Yeah, I accidentally licked somebody's asshole.
Of course, Joe Biden doesn't know his own name.
Yes, or his wife's name.
I mean,
both. Like he didn't know both last night.
That's a real cuck move, by the way, to introduce yourself as, like what he was trying to do was say, "Hi, I'm Jill Biden's husband," which is a total pandering to women in this country, right?
Yeah,
and it's a stupid reflex. Whenever we have inequality in some way, and let's be real, women have faced plenty of that. They couldn't vote for the first 140 years of this country's existence. Anyways.
Can they still vote now?
Unfortunately, yeah. But that's not the point. The point is that these inequalities happen, and then the reaction is to not just become... It's like third-wave feminism. So first and second-wave feminism generally regarded as pretty positive, and third-wave feminism is like just man-hating bullshit, right? True equality is not like putting your thumb on the neck or your boot on the neck of people who represent what oppressors used to be, because that's not how life works. People these days are just like, oh, okay, cool, I agree with you. But they're still like, fuck you, you're a man. Like,
right.
Shut the fuck up. So in the same way, this is such a pandering thing to do, because it's a thing in Hollywood, right? And has been for years, where even actresses got introduced once they married a famous dude as his wife.
Yeah.
Or somebody that was a scientist or a fucking politician got, oh, this is Dr. fucking, or it's Joe Biden's wife.
Right.
Well, her name is Dr. Jill Biden, obviously. Though I've heard it at so many liberal campaign events and like things like that, where it's like, all right, sisters and brothers. Like, no, it's brothers and sisters. They did it because it sounds the right way. Like that.
Right.
If you, like, generally speaking, when you're making lists like that, you usually go in alphabetical order.
Yeah.
Typically, like if you wrote a scientific paper, for example, that whomever was the senior author is bigger, and then the other authors get listed by the last name.
Correct.
Alphabetically, or it's sometimes if somebody had a huge breakthrough in the case, but they weren't the senior author or whatever, they'll be first, but everybody else will be in alphabetical order, and that's how it works, right? It's not some slight against people. Like, we're out there looking for fucking reasons to, like, oh, we're going to correct this. Why don't you do this? Why don't you stop trying to fucking run all the fucking rich people out of your areas? One, use the tax money that we give you to make people's lives better instead of just fucking pocketing it, maybe.
Yeah.
And then shut the fuck up. That's number 3. Jesus Christ, man. These people are so fucking delusional.
It's crazy.
This whole fucking DNC thing, the convention, is like...
Cuck Central?
To me, it's like watching The Real Housewives. It's like all these women are fucking they have these delusions of grandeur. Like, what they say, the things they do on a day-to-day basis actually matter to anybody other than them. And they don't, by the way, ladies. No one gives a fuck about you except for to look at you and fucking feel sorry for you. So congratulations on your success. Anyways, the DNC to me is like that. Like, everybody's just looking like, oh, shit. It's like watching a fucking a car crash. Like, you can't look away, but it's like, man, nobody... Just because... A couple more people viewed on the first night. Actually, it was down by 30% this year, which is funny because nobody has anything else to watch.
Nothing.
And supposedly the entire country hates Trump, which is also not true, obviously.
Right.
Because otherwise, more than one fucking... I'm sorry, not even a 10th. A 20th of the American population watched it. So congratulations. You really did it.
Nobody's watching this goddamn thing. And by the way, if you're watching on YouTube Live right now, hammer the like button so we can beat the algorithm. Somebody asked a question, Ross changed his pants yet? No. Here's the fun fact about Dan and I, or most dudes. if you find a pair of pants that you like, buy 5, 10 pairs. And then you can just keep wearing those over and over again. It's typically I'll go to the gym afterwards. I get about 20 pairs of these goddamn things. And nobody ever sees it because we're behind a desk. Now they're seeing us and they're just like, hey, man, you guys wearing the same shit every day? Kind of. We just kind of stack up on it. And that's our whole fucking jam. But last night, I'm watching the Democratic convention and flipping back and forth between the NBA playoffs. Because obviously we did a sports show yesterday where I said LeBron James was going to lose in the first round, and he lost game 1 last night. Which made me
By the way,
real fucking happy.
Marcellus Wiley is on that same tip, and so is Charles Barkley.
Oh,
They all think that the fucking Lakers are out in round 1. Wiley's a fucking football player, obviously, but he's a very smart sportsman, also a very socially conscious guy that's very reasonable and logical. If you don't follow him, I recommend going to follow him. But all these people are saying the same thing. Like, LeBron looks old. He looked old last night.
That's what I said on the show.
He looked tired. I don't know.
He had a great game. But I put $1,000 on him. The odds were 4.5 to 1 on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros will double your deposit, and that's where I bet. And I put it up in Drinkin Bros Sports, our private Facebook group, and everybody fucking lost their mind. I don't look so crazy right now, but we'll see. There's still 4 games left, but I'm flipping back and forth between that game and then the Democratic convention, and then I see AOC on screen, and I was like, well, let's settle into this. I'm all in, right? I was expecting to watch maybe a 20-minute speech. What I got was under 60 seconds. 58 to be precise. We got about 58 seconds from AOC last night. Now, to my chagrin, Dan, at the end of it, she said she was supporting Bernard Sanders.
Who's Bernard Sanders?
Bernie Sanders. For president of the United States.
He's not the colonel, right?
No, definitely not the colonel.
All right.
But Bernard is also not the nominee for president for the Democratic Party. These all of these fucking videos you're seeing in the entire convention, so will the Republican convention next week, by the way, are all pretty much pre-taped. So you're not going on live. They're not in the same city. You kind of send in your tape and then they'll pop it up there, right? They're trying to do 1 or 2 live ones a night, hence the I'm Joe Biden's husband last night with Jill Biden. Jill Biden did hers live. The danger in that is, you're hearing stage directions and you kind of get these rigid walks if you're trying to attempt to do that last night, which she did. But what I can't figure out, Jill Biden's was live, AOC's was taped, and they still aired it.
Why do they need?
And she supported Bernie Sanders for president.
It doesn't make sense.
No,
like
why didn't they cut it?
If you're trying to pander to that side of the aisle, or I'm sorry, that side of the party, that didn't work.
No,
I mean that was like.
Why did they air it?
It was very clear what that was. Mm-hmm. It was like, hey, you don't support anything we're doing, but you want to continue to grow your own power. Like I understand the DNC not wanting her to speak. I don't understand them letting her speak. And what I don't understand from her position, if she's this fucking progressive purist, is AOC agreeing to speak. Like, she is a total hypocrite piece of shit. She doesn't believe anything that the traditional, like, standard Democratic Party does. Mm-hmm. And instead of fucking coming out and saying that, she just, like, took a little cheap shot by nominating another person. Like, that's your fucking big swing, motherfucker? You're trying to, like, create a revolution in this country? No. These people just have, like, these immense delusions of how important they might be. It's this echo chamber. As soon as somebody starts paying attention to them, and it's just like, we've all seen it. All these assholes on Instagram who 12 people start paying attention to them, and they're like, as a whatever the fuck they're classified as, I feel like blah, blah, blah. No one gives 2 fucks about what a goddamn waitress thinks about the economic status in this country. Right. I'm sorry. You don't have any fucking, like, sure, she went to college. So did fucking Van Wilder.
Yeah.
Give me a fucking break, dude. We all know how ridiculous and stupid college is. You don't learn shit in college. What private sector job did she hold down where she fucking demonstrated the skills she learned from that supposed education? Get fucked. You are in no way qualified to be a representative of the people of any district in this country. It's embarrassing, and it's not just her, by the way. There's plenty of these assholes around.
Yeah, but I think politics has become that now. I still am scratching my head at why they let her segment air when she is supporting another candidate other than the one that was nominated. When she said Bernard Sanders, I fucking lost my mind. I was like, wait, hang on, did I hear that right? I rewound it again, and I was like, oh shit. And then they just let her say it. And by the way, none of the political pundits afterwards talked about it. CNN didn't talk about it. No one talked about it afterwards. And I was like, are we just going to skip over the fact that you had somebody come on and speak and support another candidate for president? The other surprising part of last night was, this is a fun little thing the Democrats like to do, is they go through representatives of every single state and say who they're giving their delegates for and blah, 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 right? And there's a running tally at the bottom of the screen. Bernard Sanders had about a third of the delegates.
Yeah, he was only 800 shy of qualifying for the nomination, right?
Yeah. I was stunned. I was like, wait, what? How does that work? Because I thought that race was over in March, right? Apparently it wasn't. And apparently there is still some people in the Democratic Party that are split and want Bernard Sanders to be their president. I thought it was confusing. I thought the messaging was confusing last night. And it certainly doesn't make any fucking sense to me. And if I'm the DNC, and let's face it, we know how filthy these goddamn people are anyways, handing out, questions before the debates and all that other stuff. I'm surprised they let it air. Like, just cut it and get it out of the way. They didn't want her to speak anyways. People bitched, and then she ended up getting on, and then they give her like a 58-second segment where she is throwing her support behind somebody who's not going to be president of the United States. The whole thing seems fucking crazy to me. So, I don't know, man. I'm wondering where the excitement is going to be generated from this party, because you and I spoke about this the other day. Of the only thing that we were kind of looking forward to was AOC's craziness, but none of it is live. And then she comes on with a 58-second tape speech for another candidate, and you're like, all right. There was some excitement for 1 minute, and then I was back to the NBA game. The other thing that I was shocked about last night was Bill Clinton. First of all, why are they letting him speak? Second of all, they nuked him down the program so far down that, like, he might as well have been, the first opening act at Coachella, where, let's face it, no one's there at that point. I don't know why they keep trotting out these people from the early 2000s. It doesn't make any sense to me. John Kerry spoke last night.
Yeah, so did...
I didn't know John Kerry was still alive.
No one did. John Kerry didn't know John Kerry was still alive.
But he is.
I'm sure his fucking eyebrows knew. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't understand why they made those decisions, but I don't understand why they do a lot of things. I don't understand why in 2016, during a populist movement that was leaning progressive, they nominated a woman who was for the crime bill, for the Iraq War, for the Patriot Act, attacked people who Bill Clinton sexually assaulted, and was against marriage equality. They did all those things.
Yeah.
And now this year, the whole narrative for the last 2 years or so has been, we don't want another old white man. We don't want fucking cops. We don't want X, Y, Z. They nominated an old white man and fucking cop. So it's like that friend you have that's always giving other people advice,
right,
about what they should do with their lives, but their life is a fucking wreck. That's what the Democratic Party is right now. They can't govern cities at all. Like, and again, for the audience, or if you're new here, I am not a Republican. I don't give two fucks about those people. But the Democratic Party is bullshit. Like, that's not even a workable solution at all. You can take the Republican Party, change a couple of things, and fucking make it way better than it would have been otherwise. The Democratic Party is something you should take and put it in a bag, fucking zip tie around it, and throw it in fucking landfill, because that's where it belongs. It's garbage. It's nonsense. They don't fucking get anything right. They literally don't get anything right. What are they doing? Like, the last big fucking move for the Democratic Party in this country was the Affordable Care Act, the last major piece of legislation. And it's essentially a handout to private insurance companies. We have this huge pool of money for all the health care that we need as a nation, right? Everybody in this country would require X amount of dollars to get health care. So we take that money, and for some reason we give 20% of it to these companies that are assholes. All they do is hold money in escrow, pay out benefits. You know, like the majority of the money spent on healthcare in this country is spent on administrative fees and shit like that.
Yeah.
And then he refused to regulate Big Pharma, which Trump has done twice now. And what are we talking about here? Like the only thing they've done in the last 20 years is whine about how Bush fucking faked intelligence and how Trump is racist. That's your big accomplishment over the last 20 years. You haven't done shit for the American people. So get fucked.
Yeah, it's weird to see, and you know they don't really have too much to go on, other than we don't like him, we don't like his rhetoric, and we need a person there who isn't spewing that rhetoric. And it's like, man, Biden can't complete a sentence, so I'm not sure what the benefit of that narrative is. By the way, Chandler Hobson just threw a 5-spot at us and said, "Don't talk about LeBron. He's got a wet ass pussy."
Does he? I mean, he is a pussy, so
he is.
That makes sense.
He is. One of the interesting things that's going on right now with the Clinton thing in particular last night was before he went on, new pictures surfaced of him with Epstein's girl, the young one, D'Anthony.
I know. I mean, that one is. Why is that not on the front of every fucking newspaper?
It's weird. I don't know.
And then they still let him speak at the convention a day after that came out.
Yeah.
Like it's for those of you who haven't seen the picture, it's a woman sitting. It's like a framed. Or there's 3 different pictures in a frame. Essentially, somebody put it together, and one of the pictures is this young woman, clearly underage, with Jeffrey Epstein, and the other 2 pictures are her, this young woman that's clearly underage with Bill Clinton. One's in an airport, one's somewhere I can't tell, but in both times he's very close to her. One, she's giving him a massage.
Yeah.
Like what?
I'm looking at the picture right now.
Is going on with this shit?
I don't know.
How is this not news? I don't understand how fucking one dude, the one healthy person, alleged healthy person in the middle of fucking some city that died of coronavirus. See, they can fucking still die. But the fucking former president of the United States, who just spoke at the fucking DNC last night, who has clearly been fucking raping underage women, right, at some private island, that's not news. You wonder why CNN. Like, did you see Anderson Cooper got in a shouting match with the fucking MyPillow guy last night?
Yeah. Why?
Like, look how much fucking smarter and better I am. Look at my fucking haircut. Fuck you, Anderson Cooper. You're a cunt. I hope Anderson Cooper gets hit by a fucking truck, to be honest, because no one in this country is more dangerous to the public discourse than little bitches like him that are always fucking anybody that says anything that I don't agree with. Oh, like, I'm too intellectual for that. I shit things smarter than Anderson Cooper. Let's be real. He's reading off a fucking cue card.
Yeah.
Fuck that guy.
And the interesting part about it was it's some of the pundits on CNN on a show that he was not on after the convention last night had said, look, man, as Democrats, one of the things we need to improve is this elitist attitude where we're looking down our nose at Republicans because it's not playing well, right? But they still don't stop it. Like Anderson Cooper last night and the MyPillow guy.
Yeah.
They're still not stopping it. And it's just like, man, do you not see how fucking condescending that is to everyone else in America? Because first of all, let's face it, a guy like Anderson Cooper, he's a Vanderbilt. He was born into the richest family in our nation's history, maybe besides the Rockefellers, I guess. Like
onesie twosie.
Yeah, onesie twosie on that one. And it's like that guy has been afforded more opportunity in this world than anyone else in maybe the fucking history of the earth, for Christ's sakes, besides Jesus. Because let's face it, when you're born into God, pretty much can't beat that, you know? His whole career was handed to him on a silver platter because it's like he's a fucking Vanderbilt. He went to Harvard, got the finest education in the world. We have no fucking idea what Anderson Cooper's really like. Yale, whatever, same thing. We have no idea what Anderson Cooper's like behind the scenes, where it's just like, hey, man, he could be a fucking idiot. We have no idea. I have seen him on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Guess who didn't win $1 million?
Yeah.
Anderson Cooper. I also saw him bomb out on fucking Jeopardy. And it's like, hey, man, if you can't win simple game shows, like, how smart are you really?
I would expect the same out of Don Lemon. Because I think there's a level of... It's like that Matrix where... what's the Giorgio thing about self-denial? Kubler-Ross? Dunning-Kruger, yeah.
Yeah.
The sliding scale, basically, like you reach a certain level of, I wouldn't even call it intellect, it's like information or something. And I'm not talking about Dunning-Kruger, I'm just talking about in general. People reach a certain level of being informed, or so they think, that then they think whatever they believe becomes reality. You know what I mean? And there's no basis, there's no grounding for that information. It's like, oh, well, fucking, that's what they said. So, and they think that somehow that you can appeal to the fact that you're part of a smarter group to prove the fucking stupid shit that you just said. That's the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever heard in my life. And and with regard to what you said about it being a failing technique, yeah, it was. That whole deplorables thing that fucking Hillary Clinton said probably was a huge reason she lost the election.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was T-shirts, everything made because of it. One of the other hilarious stories I saw today, by the way, was about Epstein's Island. There is a flight simulator that is on Microsoft. So Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 can simulate every single corner of our planet. And a bunch of people are playing. I don't know if Jared's playing it with the Wet Boys or not. But you know what the most visited place is on Flight Simulator in the world?
Epstein's Island?
Yeah.
Area 51?
Epstein's Island. Little St. James. Every single person is taking this flight simulator over it, and they have it here on there. I just like the fact that it's called Little St. James, you know? Because let's face it, he named it after me.
You should sue him.
I would, but it's going to be hard to get to that body, you know? They're going to have to lay the lawsuit on top of that grave for Epstein.
Well, Maxwell's still alive, technically.
Technically.
Maybe. When's the last time anybody's seen her?
So, great question. There was an article about her this morning where they're keeping her in solitary confinement, and now she's seeing psychologists because she's very suicidal.
Oh, dope.
So,
who gives a fuck?
Exactly.
Get all the information out of her, then hand her a fucking gun, let her kill herself. Who gives two fucks about this person?
Yeah.
Frankly. God damn, dude. How bad does someone have to be where it's okay to tell them to kill themselves? Like, is raping children enough?
Yeah, that's enough.
I feel like it's probably enough.
That's enough, yeah.
Because I don't want to catch heat again from you bitches about me telling somebody to kill themselves. I don't give two fucks about that.
Yeah. I think if you televise it and you put it on pay-per-view, it'd probably bring in more than Mayweather-Pacquiao. You know? I'd watch that for sure. If Homegirl was going to off herself live on TV after giving up all the facts, I say this. Put her in front of a camera, let her look in the camera and say, here's what I know, right? Let her tell her story for as long as it ends, and then afterwards, she just fucking blows her brains out. Maybe. I think that would be the highest rated pay-per-view event of all time.
Maybe.
If she went into Prince Charles's puppet, or Andrew, Prince Andrew's puppet, the whole thing. Because let's face it, people were fucking her as well. I bet you she fucked Clinton.
The puppet?
No.
Ghislaine Maxwell.
Yeah, it'd be great if the puppet
fucked. Ghislaine Maxwell's fucking everybody for sure.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Hypothetical. Let's say, Dan, that she wasn't who she was, right? If you saw her walking down the street, would you throw her a bone? Really?
No. She's not in any way attractive.
I'll beg to differ on that one. There's some people who get down. Giorgio's a good one to ask about this. Again, really? Giorgio's saying no. You said you'd fuck Judge Judy this morning on Ross Patterson Revolution.
Yeah, but that was like between you gave him two options.
Ghislaine or Judge Judy? Ghislaine.
Ghislaine Maxwell looks like David Schwimmer with longer hair to me.
Look at her younger pictures, man.
I don't want to see her.
You know what else I was surprised about last night? Was Jill Biden's younger pictures.
Yeah,
Smoke show.
She's I feel bad for her because or maybe she deserves it, I don't know, but she's been with Joe Biden this whole time.
Long time.
And he's clearly a racist, creepy piece of shit.
Couple sniffs, Dan.
Sorry.
Couple sniffs.
I'm not the one that said I didn't want my fucking kids to grow up in racial jungles. That wasn't me. That was Joe Biden, the guy running for vice president for your fucking party. Congratulations, guys. You fucking did it.
He was vice president. Now
Jackass.
He's running for president.
Running for president, yeah.
Good old Joe Biden. But they got a shot of this little St. James Island here in this flight simulator. And, it's what you'd expect. A lot of people don't know. You can actually just buy an island, and it's not that bad if you're rich.
Now, there's some islands that you could buy for like $500,000.
Yeah. If you wanted to. Because all you're doing is essentially just putting an airstrip on there. I don't know what you do about hospitals and
or
shit.
Or a helipad. No, I mean, you go somewhere else.
Yeah, but how do you get out of there that quickly, you know?
With a helicopter, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you got to keep a pilot on your dick then the whole time.
And pilots, the kind of people like that are hanging around servicing things because you can't do everything by yourself, they're the ones who come to court to testify later. And that's what I want to see. I want to see it before July of 2021. I don't understand why we have to wait that long for this fucking trial to happen. Honestly.
It's the justice system, and I'm sure her lawyers are pushing back on shit.
She doesn't get appeals, dude. Fuck this woman.
Look, I get it.
Like, if I feel like if there's something to do with harming children, it should be treated just like terrorism. You can be detained indefinitely until we figure out what the fuck's going on. Period. Fuck you. Fuck your goddamn rights. Like, I appreciate the fact that there are amendments in this country that protect the due process. Right. I like that. But if there's just like a FISA warrant, if there's clear evidence that there was something fishy going on and it has to do with kids, I think you should treat it the same way as if it was a national security threat, because it fucking is.
Yeah.
And put these people under the fucking jail until we figure out what's happened. And if I have to go in there myself with a potato peeler and peel the skin off this woman's body to get her to admit to the shit she did so we can prosecute everybody fucking involved, then I'll fucking do it. I don't give two fucks about laws or morality or any of that bullshit, because it's immoral to let children get harmed.
Right.
Not to fuck some piece of shit up.
Anybody out there who has a potato peeler for Dan, send it in. We're going to get a new P.O. box soon.
Well, I'm Irish, so I've got potato peelers all over the place.
Goddamn right you do. New study here, D'Anthony, today. This one's for you. A listener sent this in. Said that smiling more often, even faking it, tricks your brain into feeling happy. And they wanted me to pass that along to you, Dan. And so what they're saying is, can you give us a fake smile for once?
No.
Okay. Second question is a follow-up to that same listener. He says he's been following the Dan Holloway fan page on Instagram.
It's great.
It's really great.
Yeah.
And he says that guy has a bunch of photos of you smiling, and they're wondering if he photoshopped a smile on your face.
Yes, he did, yeah. Which is way funnier than if I was just to do it.
Yeah.
I've actually had a friend of mine has photoshopped a smile on my face before. Like, it's funny to them that I don't, like, it's just the way my fucking face works. Get fucked. It takes more muscles in your face to frown than it shut the fuck up. Just shut the fuck up. I don't care about your fucking statistics about smiling. You can suck my dick. Jackass.
As soon as he sent that article in, I said, look, man, I'll ask him, but I know what the answer is going to be. What I didn't know about the Dan Holloway fan page was that he's faking those smiles. Yeah. That guy's great.
What do you think? I'm fucking having Giorgio take glamour shots of me smiling and sending it to him?
No, but I didn't know if he dug into your past and found some old photos of you smiling.
No.
But either way, it made my day. It warmed my little tiny heart, D'Anthony. It warmed it right up. So do our sponsors here, Giorgio. First and foremost, we got ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Huge fan of these mattresses. If you're a member of the military or first responder, a teacher, or work in the government, as we're calling it, the Gubment, the government, you get 30% off everything in the entire store. That's sheets, pillows, mattresses, adjustable bases, you name it. So you get 30% off at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. If you're a regular dum-dum civilian like myself, you get 25% off. And right now, they're giving 2 free pillows away when you buy a mattress. As always, they got a 36-month pay-as-you-go program, no interest, at ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. And all of these deals are still applicable with the 36-month pay-as-you-go program. So if you're stuck inside, and look, I think Austin said they're going to keep her keep her like this till December 15th with mask and all that bullshit.
Yep.
Get yourself a mattress. Plug your fleshlight into it. This is going to be a long run here, kids. A long run. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Who do we got next?
What day is this going up?
This is
today,
live.
right?
We're live right now. We're live on television.
We're
dude.
live right now?
We're live.
Shit.
We're live right now, brother. This is Wednesday, son.
You know, what'd you do, Ghost Bed?
Yeah.
We've got Feels, actually.
Oh, shit.
And Manscaped.
Yeah. We'll go to manscaped.com. I'm a huge fan of this. All you do is buy a kit. That's it, dude. It lives on your fucking bathroom sink. Shaver. You can shave your fucking balls up. You can get everything going on that you need. It's got ball deodorant afterwards. It's the best ball and dick shaver we have on this earth.
It is.
If you're a lady out there and you want to shave your pussy with it, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's the best
You can
for
Cardi B
any kind of body shaving you need to do. It's the best.
Yeah.
Like honestly, it really is so good. You're not gonna get any nicks. It's a ceramic blade. The Lawnmower 3.0 has got a ceramic blade. Mm-hmm. I think it's dope as shit.
Amazing.
And it's got like the perfect 3 settings. One is shorn, then there's a light trim, then there's a slightly heavier trim.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's exactly what you need for your dick and balls.
It's all in one. You get a dop kit. It's leather. It's fucking amazing. Go to manscaped.com, promo code Drinkin Bros. We'll get you 20% off there. 15 or 20% off. Either way. Amazing savings. It's something you should definitely fucking have in this life. Last but not least, we got Feels. That's a new one, dude.
Yeah, Feels is like
edible CBDs.
Yeah, we
Brother.
were getting a lot of comments from the crowd about people because we have Killcliff.
Throw one over here, Giorgio.
They're in that box over there.
Yeah.
Nope.
Nope.
It's a flatter box than that. Nope.
See that cardboard box right underneath that dog bowl? Boom.
Yeah.
Look at that.
It's you know, we've talked a lot about the science behind CBD and what it does, helping to promote homeostasis, relieve stress and anxiety and things like that. If you're not one of those people who drink ready-to drinks like Killcliff, for example, who is another sponsor of ours, or me personally, I take one of these in the morning, and then at night I drink the Killcliff.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to?
Boom. I'm gonna toss it to you.
Yeah, I take one of these in the morning. It comes in this little kit, and it's 3 different strengths. Basically, the first one you get, it's 40, 80, and 160 milligrams. So you can
hold that up to camera. There you go.
You can kind of dial in what it is for you, what it's going to be, and then you can order like that afterwards. And again, I personally take one of these in the morning. I take a fucking 80 in the morning. Yep. And then in the evening, I drink Killcliff before I go to sleep. So it's a good, like, honestly, we have friends that take 300-400 milligrams of this stuff a day.
Yeah.
And you're just not going to get it from a single source.
No.
Right? Like, you have to do multiple sources to be able to get that.
So Feels also has the droplets too, and you can pay into this, Giorgio. Droplets. This has got 1,200 milligrams in it, so this lasts a long time. Boom, comes right in here. Put it in your car. What's the promo code on this? This is new, man. This shit's rad, though.
Well, I know that if you become a member,
mm-hmm.
you get 50% off your first order, basically, which is a pretty damn good deal.
Yeah.
It's feels.com/Drinkin Bros. Feels is spelled FEALS.
.com/Drinkin Bros.
Yeah. It's you 50% off your first order, and you become a member, and then you just you dial it in like we have a lot of those.
Mm-hmm.
Black Rifle will kind of teach you what kind of coffee you like to drink, and then you'll put you on the coffee club, and that's the coffee you get now. Roman does the same thing. All these other companies are doing kind of the same thing. Box of Awesome, for example.
Yeah.
This is another one of those box kits that, it's meant to be in some way tailored to you as an individual. That's what we like about it. Because everybody's got, particularly when it comes to stuff like this, everybody's kind of got a little bit different stuff going on with their body.
Yeah. So go to feels.com/Drinkin Bros today. And look, drinkables, you can only go to killcliffcbd.com. Edibles, you got to go to Feels. FEALS.com/Drinkin Bros. You're good to go. A lot of questions from the YouTubes right now, which is live. Look, one of them is when will you be in the new studio? The new studio is being built now. We pick up the keys tomorrow, so the construction is starts tomorrow morning. We should be in there live next week. And we got the Google Fiber up in this bitch, which was a big reason why we moved to Austin as well. Where it was just like, all right, great. If we're going to go live every day off of YouTube and all these other avenues, we need some internet that isn't getting knocked out every single day by some form of lightning storm or heavy winds in Wilmington. So we got it. We got it on lock. We shouldn't have any problems once that Google Fiber is kicking in our butthole. We might have problems because Google owns YouTube, but we'll see. Who fucking knows, man, these days. What's going on there. But what we're going to try to do is go live on a bunch of different platforms like Facebook and then possibly Twitch as well. We're looking into that. Somebody's asking also if you had sex with Katie Cush. I thought that was going to happen. I remember that episode.
Why would you think
in Vegas?
You think that any woman that comes on the show that I'm going to bang, and I feel like you're just trying to live vicariously through me, but I don't care about any of this.
No, so this is a question from one of our listeners right now. I thought you were going to have sex with her. I did.
Why?
I felt that. I think there is a lot of women that can't figure you out. Therefore, they're like, oh, well, shit. This guy's completely ignoring me, not hitting on me whatsoever. And then usually by the end of the night or in your DMs, they'll show up, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but
really?
it's you're forgetting the key part of that is that I'm not ignoring them that's not a fucking
tactic.
That's not a tactic. I genuinely do not give a fuck. So even when they do drop into my DMs, it's just like, oh, no, I'm not talking to that person. Come on, man. Let's be real here.
Katie Cush would be fun. Everybody's asking like if we're gonna have any crazier episodes like episode 100. We'd love to. I think the YouTube, kind of scares some of these ideas off, where it's just like, should we do this or not?
Yeah,
one idea that I would love to do that we haven't done yet is blow a Drinkin Bro. So I want to do that episode where a porn star blows a Drinkin Bro.
Yeah.
And then it would be great if it was Katie Cush. I think she'd be down.
Probably. I mean, if not, you could always get with Charlie Classic, go down to the Sausage Castle with
I'd like for them to come in studio and blow a listener live on air.
I'm sure. Look, I just feel like if something like that happened, Charlie should be involved. Because he's the most prolific smut peddler that we know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't know.
I think you would. Let me ask you guys in the comments on YouTube. Hammer the like button if you're watching on YouTube right now. Who should get blown is the question here. Like, who's the one guy in Drinkin Bros that needs to get blown?
What if it was the Brosman?
Oh, it'd be great.
But also, what if the Brosman happened to be a female that year? Is she going to get her pussy eaten out by whomever?
Hey, man. Is that a thing?
Would that even
Nobody's asked this.
Would that even be a thing? Do girls do that as a flex? Like if two girls are fucking talking shit to each other, does one of them finally say, "Fucking eat my pussy, bitch"?
Maybe.
That's probably never happened, right?
It did happen once. Do you want to talk about when that was? Disgusting Justin.
Did he? Oh, I mean, but that's not like that was a woman talking to a man.
No. That was a woman talking to a woman. So we can tell the story now. It happened a long time ago. I don't give a shit. How long ago was that?
I have no idea.
Ago? I'll tell
the last time he was on here?
No,
it wasn't a year and a half.
Or
was it the first time?
He came to Wilmington, North Carolina.
Yeah, that was in June of last year.
We shot we shot a series of shows with Disgusting Justin, who we love. He's got to come back on the show. As soon as we get the new studio up and running, we'll have him back on because he's got some other disgusting fucking stories. But he gave me this whole fucking song and dance at dinner the night before the show where he's just like, yeah, man, I'm dating this girl. Oh, she's fucking great, and I love her, and she's just real like fucking cool, man. We like we trust each other, And I was like,
why are you doing that weird Mexican accent?
That's Justin's voice, dude. That's Disgusting Justin's voice. Is it not? You can write in the comments. That's what it is. So he was like, man, like she's cool, and we get along, and it's great, man. And we're also like in an open relationship. And that's when I stopped him at dinner, and I go, hey, man. The open relationships don't ever work, right?
Well, they work while you're in them. Insofar as you can fuck them and also fuck other people. But if you want to like have a life with someone, that's never going to work.
No.
There's a 0% chance.
So that's exactly what I told him. And he goes, oh, no, man, everything's cool, man. Like, she doesn't care that I fuck other girls. I just, I just got to be discreet about it, And I was like, cool. So what happens if she starts fucking other dudes and, are you going to say anything? And he goes, oh, no, she can't fuck other dudes, but she can fuck other girls, you know? And that's fine. And I was like, cool, man, you say that now. But here's what's going to happen. She's going to end up fucking some girl, and then you're going to get jealous over it and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Cut to the next day. The very next day. We're getting phone calls lit up. I'm not going to say whose party it was, but it was a pool party in San Antonio. And I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 different people called, and they were like, hey, man, so your girlfriend is on a slice of pizza float in the middle of a pool right now at a pool party. I believe it was over the 4th of July.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, 4th of July. And they were like, and he was like, what's happening? He's like, some girl's just eating her pussy out on this pizza slice in the middle of this party in front of like, I don't know, 40, 50 people. And he starts spinning out. And he was just like, you know, after the show, he got on the phone with her, started talking to her or whatever. She's wasted. And it was like, I thought we had an agreement. It's totally fine. Turns out it's not totally fine when 50 to 60 people are watching your girlfriend getting eaten out.
By the way, it's always
in the middle of the afternoon.
in the open relationship or whatever you want to call that dumb bullshit. It's always the dude that fucks it up every single time. It's always the dude that gets jealous and wants to fucking, which is funny because the dude is also probably the one that tried to have the open relationship in the first place.
Yeah,
because he just wanted to fuck other chicks.
Yep.
Like, it's stupid.
That's exactly what happened. So homegirl's getting eaten out, and, you know, she's wasted. Obviously, it's 4th of July. And he was like, oh, man, I can't believe it. And I was like, no, it's exactly word for word what I said to you was going to happen at dinner the other night. So.
Back to the blowing Drinkin Bro.
Yeah.
People are actually, well.
Justin would do it.
No. Well, he probably would, yeah. Danny K says she paid $6.90.
Okay.
Which we would have been fine with 69 cents, by the way. If you want to make that joke, you don't have to spend a full $7 to do it.
Yeah.
You could just do 4, 2, 6.
But I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
appreciate the effort. Yeah, but JT by a man, that's what people want to see. They want to see JT fucking.
Oh, blown. You know what? A lot of people ask for Jared to be blown by Milo. So
Milo's not going to cheat on his husband, though.
No, and we actually talked to Milo about it after the show, and I was like, hey man, and he was like, no, I'm fucking over that. I'm over that. I'm married now, you know, whatever.
He did say he would help Jared find a nice
African-American,
large, athletic African-American man
to
take his asshole
pierce his butthole,
or I don't know who's going in which hole, but
well, let's face it, Jared's a bottom. He's not fucking a dude.
Daddy's a little fatty. I mean,
yeah.
Come on.
He's not.
I feel like
he's gonna be on the bottom, obviously.
I just can't see him dominating another dude.
No. He's gonna be taking it.
But I could see him being a little spoon.
Yeah, for sure.
Shit, now I'm getting hard.
Yeah. We can't, by the way, somebody wrote in, we can't have the Brozen of last year. Obviously, he passed away. But, you know, I think we should have maybe some form of entry. Where should the entries go? If you'd like to be blown live on air on Drinkin Bros by a porn star, why don't you hit us up on Drinkin Bros Instagram?
Make your case, obviously.
Yeah.
Like, why should it be you?
Yep.
And I'm not going to give you any further guidance.
So, and here's let's put some parameters around this, because we can actually make this happen. Now that we're in Austin, it's fine. Flying porn, we try to fly a porn star out to fucking Wilmington, and it's just, that's too long of a flight. They don't give a shit now. It's a direct shot from LA, so we're good to go on that. And let's face it, everybody's fleeing LA anyways. Austin will probably become a pretty big porn hub, pun intended. Boom, nailed it. And I think we would be able to do this really easily, actually. I would say this. The parameters will be this. We'll do an interview with you and the porn star on air. The cameras will stay on us, because everybody wants video of this, right?
Yep.
We obviously can't show this guy getting blown, but we'll keep the cameras on us. They'll get blown right by where Giorgio is sitting, and because we usually keep a couple couches back there. We'll get blown there, and then come back on the show and talk about the experience of it. I think sex would be a little too much for them. I think a porn star would absolutely fucking rail on them, right?
You can pay them.
You could pay them,
it's like
but we want some honesty.
It's $3,000.
Yeah. For a scene. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So we're good for that, and we'll do like I know YouTube is doing like tips now. We don't control that, by the way. They just added that. But since they are, we can do a tip show for that and see who keeps going. I think Zach Hurd would be down, dude.
Oh yeah, he would be. Yeah, he's a good selection too.
I think he'd be down to get blown by Katie Cush.
I don't think
We're
he
not.
would.
By the way, we don't know that Katie Cush would do it.
Look, I thought she was super nice, but she would definitely suck his dick for $3,000.
Okay.
There's 0% chance she would not do that. Why wouldn't she? That's like
Porn stars do.
That's
That's what I say.
like why would she not do it?
You still never know whether it's just, because if not, if you're a porn star, like why not just become a prostitute then? I guess at that point. But
so Tana Trump, do you think when she went to Bill Maher's house and fucked him, do you think that was on video?
no,
Because most of the comments, by the way,
was not on video.
if you go back to that episode or even the clip about her talking about that,
Oh, yeah.
you look through the comments, it's like, so she says she's not a prostitute, and then it proceeds to describe prostitution.
yeah,
That's accurate.
I don't read the comments on anything, so I haven't for years, by the way. But I'll read when we go live on YouTube, like I'll read the side things, but not the comments after the video happens. But she would definitely be down. What did she say? For $50K, you could shit in her mouth?
Not on camera, but yeah.
Yeah.
If you paid her $50,000, you could shit in her mouth in private.
Yes.
$400K for on camera.
Yeah.
Because she would be out of work for a while, she said.
Well, I don't think you can get COVID through shit, right? Human shit.
I don't know, man. I don't know what life is anymore. I just kind of wake up every morning. I'm like, all right, I guess this is it.
I guess this is happening.
It's like when you wake up in a hotel room and you don't know where you are. You think you're back at your house. You're like, wait, this doesn't look right. That's how I wake up every fucking morning, no matter where I am, even in my own goddamn place.
Hit up. I'd say what? Hit up Zach Hurd after the show's over and see.
We
if
don't
he'd be
have to.
down.
He'll hear this tonight and he'll fucking text me tomorrow.
Okay. And then I'll hit up Katie Cush and them and see if we can get this going. What episode are we on now, Giorgio? 670? This would be a nice episode for 700, I think. That'd be a good one for 700, I think the 700 Club was very religious, and I think this would be a religious experience to see a Drinkin Bro listener. Oh, 690. Nailed it. Boom.
Maybe that's coming up soon, though.
Yeah. I'll reach out to her. I'll see what the fucking thing is, because then we can have like a real detailed description of it afterwards.
How detailed of a description can you get about a fucking blowjob?
So when she was on the show, the reason why people were asking for her specifically was she had made a comment that said, she said, I make love to the dick with my mouth.
Right.
And that's what she is known for. Therefore, I think she'd be the best one for this job. Because I haven't heard that description out of a woman's mouth in a very long time.
What's hard to hear when there's a dick in there?
Well, it is. But, you're still able to get some words out.
I don't know. I'm sure that if somebody sucks dick professionally, they're probably pretty good at it, I guess.
One would think.
Yeah.
One would think, So we'll see. We'll reach out and we'll try to get that going and then have them on the show. I don't know what YouTube would say about that. Like us describing somebody getting their dick sucked off camera?
Yeah, we just put like hashtag PSA and we'll talk about having safe sex. Safe sex, by the way, is bullshit. Come on.
Yeah.
Safe. What's safe?
Nothing's really
Nothing
safe
is
anymore.
safe. Come on. Like everybody's walking around wearing a mask for coronavirus. I haven't worn a condom in my life. You think I'm going to start wearing a fucking mask?
Not a prayer.
Come on, brother.
Speaking of, our good friend Rob O'Neill, you might remember him as the gentleman who killed Osama bin Laden, is taking some heat. He is trending on Twitter currently right now for not wearing a mask on a Delta flight. And the caption was, because I'm not a fucking pussy. And he said, look down at what you're wearing right now. That's exactly what China wants you to wear.
It's true.
By the way, Rob O'Neill in real life is fucking hilarious.
Yes.
So
he's a troll. He likes fucking with people.
yep.
So.
And he does not give a shit. So if you think you're hurting Rob's feelings right now by going on his Twitter and saying you're a fucking idiot, he does not care. Definitely does not care. Rob O'Neill is really, really fucking funny. And I've said this many times. He's the guy you hope killed bin Laden,
Yeah.
Or just get a ton of stories and
He's basically like a more professional version of Charlie Sheen's character in Navy SEALs.
yeah.
It's funny because he and Charlie and Jared made that, and Tim Montana made that video.
He's friends with Charlie Sheen in real life. Did Charlie Sheen move to Nashville?
I know he was doing a lot of work out there. He's been directing a lot of music videos and shit. So that's a place to do it, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know if he's actually got a place there or if he's just he's just there a lot.
Yeah, the country music scene is obviously huge there.
Yeah.
And they're doing a lot of shit out in Nashville. Look, people are getting out of LA for production wise anyway. So good friend of mine who does music videos was just like, hey man, we're shooting all our shit in Nashville right now. So it makes sense. I understand it. I want to talk about this asteroid, D'Anthony. I know you're a big space guy. A small asteroid becomes the closest ever seen passing the Earth. Is there a chance that any one of these fucking things hits the Earth in our lifetime and blows it up?
I mean, there's always a chance.
How realistic and likely is it?
It's unrealistic.
So this one says the size of an SUV, and it passed 1,830 miles above Earth. And it's the closest that an asteroid has ever been observed.
That's half the size of the United States, basically, away from Earth, which is closer than most asteroids get, for sure.
Ah, shit, you're right, yeah.
Yeah. It's closer than most asteroids get, but you have to. Space is immense. It just is, and the chances of something getting, with all the gravitational pulling that would happen as it entered our solar system and went between these gas giants as it came through, or if it got slung in from the Kuiper Belt or something, it's got to pass by fucking Mars on the way here. It's the gravity slinging it around and stuff like that. It makes it very unlikely that something would directly impact the Earth.
Got it.
For a lot of reasons. But makes a good movie.
Yeah. I think it would be...
and it's happened before, by the way.
2020, yeah.
It's happened before, not just with meteors, which are smaller versions, or even asteroids, which are larger, but 65 million years ago, right? Mm-hmm. Dinosaurs got wiped out by an asteroid. And before there was any life, or at least so far as we know, before there was any life on this planet, a Mars-sized object, right, huge, crashed into the Earth, blew the crust off, and through a process called accretion, which is basically if Saturn's rings were spinning in a more geosynchronous situation, they were slamming into each other, that's how the moon developed. Like enough rocks hit each other in the rings around Earth to form more gravity and absorb the other rocks, essentially. And that's what the moon is. The moon is the Earth's crust. Right? So it's happened before. It's happened twice in the last 4.5 billion years. So we're not really due for one for a while.
It'd be peak 2020, though. If
it would, yeah.
It'd be great.
It'd be great.
Be great. Not rooting for anything, but China would be on the top of that list for me.
Well, I mean, if something that size hit, it would destroy a lot of area. I don't think it would be. It was the size of a small car, they said.
Yeah. Like an SUV, like a RAV4.
Right. But some of these asteroids are the size of like Texas. Right. You don't want to get hit by that one because that one wipes out all life.
But if a small SUV went through Wuhan right now, I would be fine with it probably.
Well, they just had a rave or something.
Huge rave. So that was another story
that
we were going to get to here. Yeah.
30 days or whatever the fuck.
There's a picture circulating of this gigantic pool party in Wuhan that is pure bug fuck. I mean, it's like Coachella.
Yeah, I'm glad they're celebrating when their government fucked over the entire world.
Yeah, almost 1 million people have died now. How is that fucking possible? How does the government allow that to happen? Are they just completely done with cases?
I guarantee you that whomever put that party on is dead by now or in custody. Like, there's no way. The Chinese government cares just as much about how they're perceived globally as they do
the optics of it.
Yeah, it's about how they are controlling things like their security. They care just as much about the optics as they do about internal security. Whomever did that shit is fucked.
Man, when I saw that, I couldn't believe it. It was pure fucking chaos. Because, you look at shit like that, and I apply it to what's going on here in America, right? Where colleges are back in session. We've already had 2 shut down. So Iowa State is back in session. They had 170 kids test for coronavirus. Because let's face it, you're in college, you're fucking partying. you don't really give a shit about life, nor COVID or mask aren't going to stop you. If you're not wearing a condom, like you said earlier, you're not wearing a fucking mask, right? And then the other one was Notre Dame. So Notre Dame, UNC as well. UNC now shut down and said, great, we're going to virtual classes. 130-something people got coronavirus. Notre Dame has suspended classes. 146 tested positive there once they went back in session. And that's a Catholic school, Dan.
I don't understand how coronavirus even is still around. After Kenneth Copeland did his whole thing about COVID-19.
Yeah.
And it's still here.
No, I thought he breathed it out.
Is God not listening to us?
Apparently not.
Can somebody get God on the phone? Customer service. What's the number for customer service?
For Jesus, for God? Apparently he was not listening.
Yeah,
but
their mailbox is full. That's what I'm hearing.
Got it.
Off screen.
Got it. But when you apply what's going on at these colleges to that party in Wuhan, what the fuck, bro? Like,
apply it to the fucking the protest in the street, man. Come on.
Yeah.
Let's be realistic here. I don't like when people try to use it to denigrate the idea of protest, because that's not what it should be. It should be like, hey, look, if this is okay, then what we're doing is probably okay. Is running my fucking small business and keeping myself out of bankruptcy as important as someone's First Amendment right? I think it probably is, right?
Yeah.
So we just got to do all these things. You don't get to, as a government. Well, I mean, that's what they've decided to do. These mostly Democratic governors have decided to fuck people's businesses over. Honestly, over a 0.35% mortality rate. And those are the facts of the case.
Right.
The World Health Organization has opined on this now. Like, we know that the global mortality rate is 0.6. We know that ours is somewhere between 0.3 and 0.38 or so, give or take. We've shut down, we've systematically eliminated hundreds of thousands of small businesses, probably approaching millions at this point, and the restaurants are next because they're not going to be able to keep up with this shit anymore. Right. Going at 25% capacity, it doesn't make sense for them to even turn the lights on.
No.
For that amount of for those amount of covers. So the government, these Democratic governors have systematically disabused people of their right to own private business, and the result of that is more dependence on the government, and that becomes a slippery slope. It's mission creep. Things get worse and worse. We become more dependent on the government tit, which means they have to take more from rich people to pay people who aren't working anymore, and it doesn't work that way.
No.
Sorry, that's Venezuela. We're not doing it here.
Sorry, that's Venezuela, my man. But, fuck, man. I don't know what's going to happen with all this goddamn shit. Across the board. College-wise, like, I don't know how you're going to stop college kids from partying. I know all these schools are shutting down, but it's like, dude, what are you going to say? Not only that, but college kids have been cooped up inside for 5 months now.
Yeah.
Now they're finally out of their parents' basement, and they can go back to college. Of course they're going to rage and get COVID, but who gives a shit at this point, you know? Let's all get it and move on with our lives, is what I don't understand. D'Anthony. Let's get to the Drinkin Bro of the week, shall we?
We shall.
We shall. This one was submitted by Adam Naslund from AB. What the fuck is AB?
Alberta, Canada.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow, look at that. Alberta, Canada. You don't say. Oh, Canada. He says, I'd like to nominate my brother-in-law, Jeff Thompson. Jeff was a member of the Edmonton, Alberta Police for 15 years. He was tragically taken away from his two daughters, both 12 and 10 years old. Jeff was very dedicated to his job and his two girls. He sadly passed away from a medical complication, but he will be forever missed by his family and friends. Till our next $5 bet, Jeff. Cheers, he says. Cheers. Man, a lot of police officers going down.
Yeah, I mean, like 3 of them got shot here in Austin.
Yeah, we talked about it at Cedar Park.
Yeah.
Now, this was medical complications, obviously not some form of fucking violence, but man, that sucks. It's a hard one, man. And you know, I know we talk about it all the time with the police, but it's like, dude, we got to support these fucking guys. These men and women, or we are all fucked. The latest in Austin was the governor here, Abbott, Greg Abbott here in Texas, said that he was going to, what was it, Dan, take away the property taxes?
Yeah. Yeah, if any of these defund the police measures that happen in any city, he's going to start removing property. So property taxes are paid through payroll tax, essentially, the same as other tax, or when you file with the state at the end of the year. It's one of the two, right? Depending on how you file and all that bullshit. Mostly, it's when you file at the end of the year. So all that money goes to the state first, and then they pay cities later. And he says he's going to withhold that money for anybody that defunds police. And I don't know what he's going to do with that money. Maybe pay more for these state-run agencies to come here and police Austin, for example, which is what he's doing now.
Okay.
Right? So he sent state police down here to cover down on the 1/3 of the Austin budget that got cut.
Okay.
So essentially, you could expect him to withhold somewhere in the $120 million range from property taxes from Austin next year. Good luck, guys.
Yeah. Have fun. Have fun with that. I wonder if more states are going to start doing this. So if you defund the police,
Yeah.
You're going to try some clever tactics to get some more money for these guys. Because let's face it, it's the dumbest idea of all time. California declared a state of emergency last night, and they're asking for money for the government.
From the federal government?
Yeah.
No. Fuck California. Sorry.
People were bitching yesterday about this in the comment section. It's all like I don't read our own comments just because I don't. Somebody tells me to go fuck off. I want to read about it every day. But I was reading some of the comments on this California thing where they're asking the federal government for money. Is they get fires right now. They've got the rolling blackouts and all this shit. And some Californians were saying, I don't understand then why the federal government gives money to East Coast cities that are always getting hit by hurricanes every year. But they won't give money to California.
It's not because it's a fire versus a hurricane. It's because California refuses to enforce federal law.
Yeah.
It's
pretty simple.
It's nullification. It's how the South started the Civil War. By the way, motherfucker, learn some goddamn history, you fucking cunts.
So that's kind of what is happening out there right now, and man, it's wild to see. There was a great campaign ad too that is going viral. Did you see the woman running for
the black woman?
Yeah. Congress in Baltimore.
Yeah, she's
one of the best.
It's a little. It's
a little.
It's a little hokey. Honestly, I thought it was a little. I thought it was super ham-handed, but none of the stuff she said was wrong.
No, and it's true. Like, you look at all of these cities, and because you always think the same thing, right? Like, why did nobody ever Obama's from Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. He's always touting Illinois and Chicago. Why didn't he try to fix that city? It doesn't make any sense to me. And then homegirl walking through Baltimore, yeah, it was a little hokey, but let's face it, it's true. Nobody's ever bothered to try to fix those cities.
There's no money in the cure. If I developed a pill right now that cured every disease forever, I would fucking hide it. If I was one of these people, right?
Yeah.
Because there's no money in that. And if I tried to push that publicly, somebody would murder me.
But so here's what I don't understand, right? So you take a case like Baltimore or Chicago. If you make those economies thrive, you would be able to tax them more. Therefore, you would get more money in the long run. But is everybody that short-sighted that it's like, hey, man, we don't really give a fuck about that?
Yes. So it's basically that they don't understand statistics, right? I think 50% of the tax revenue comes from the top 1% of earners in this country, right? Something like that. That's because of wealth inequality. That's not a reason to tax them more. That's a reason to make other people, like if you have this situation where somebody's doing really well and other people are not doing well, and your fucking first idea is to grab the people that are doing really well and pull them down instead of trying to pull everybody else up, then you're fucked. Your head is fucked. Something's wrong with you. Something's wrong with the way you think, right? I think something's wrong with your soul, your heart, like that, because it betrays a lifetime of damage. Mm-hmm. Like I've been overlooked, or I've been this or that. Something like it's that feeling of overwhelming oppression that a lot of people have for no goddamn reason at all, because they live in the greatest country that's ever existed when it comes to fucking economics, access to like fucking whatever the fuck you want, and general safety when it comes to being able to say and do whatever the fuck you want. This is the country where you can do all that stuff.
Yeah.
And if you feel that oppressed in this country, you just aren't ready to make it in life. Sorry. Fucking cash those chips in and get the fuck out.
Yeah. Me personally, I think if you looked at America like a business, all of it, all the cities and states as a whole, it would be more beneficial to clean up all these areas and make them thrive, just so you can tax them if you're looking at it from that standpoint.
Yeah.
If you ran it like a business, but why nobody bothers? Like, because here's the thing, like Chicago is beautiful, man. It's a great fucking city. I don't know why you wouldn't want to clean that up and help out the people and make it a fucking great city. It's a blast to go to. I love going to Chicago. I haven't been there in a couple years, but Baltimore, on the other hand, I've never known Baltimore for anything other than being shitty in The Wire, to be honest with you. I've been there a couple times for some sporting events.
I've driven through it to get other places.
Same. And every time I've driven through, I feel like I could get shot in the face every single time. You're right near, a body of water and all that shit. Like, you could make that city thrive if you wanted to. I mean, shit, Kevin Spacey was hiding out there after the sexual allegations for, 2 years? Living on the harbor there? Like, there is some beautiful parts of Baltimore. I don't understand why they won't spend the money to do it, or at least elect people to get in there and help out. But Homegirl's video, by the way, is at 19 million views on Facebook for her campaign video. So
people seem to like it. I mean, you never know what those man on the street interviews are really like, but we know what one of the parts of the video was that they're asking black people if they want less police or whatever the fuck. They're like, no, my kid just got shot.
Yeah.
Of course I don't fucking want that. And look, that seems like political pandering and blah, 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 but the data we got from fucking left-leaning organizations now is that like 83% or 81% of black people in this country want the same amount or more police in their fucking area.
Yeah.
So she's taking a fact and turning it into a political point, which is, in my opinion, very reasonable thing to do.
Yeah, and she put it in that campaign video, and I hope she wins. I don't know. It'd be cool to see a lot of these people win.
It's not a good sign, by the way, for the Democrats that QAnon lady,
Laura Loomer. I talked about this morning. Yeah, it's crazy, right?
That's not a good sign for them.
No. She's the most banned woman on the planet. That's her moniker. And she's not on any social media platform, and she fucking won by a landslide last night. So it is definitely not good for if you think Florida's going to flip.
Yeah, no.
For Biden, you're out of your fucking mind. Yep. If they're voting in QAnon people.
Definitely not happening.
No, not that it's not correct. Look, I don't know. I'd love to have somebody who's in that world, in the QAnon world, on the show and really go through that whole shit, because I don't know enough about it. And I know we've gotten some questions and emails and things like that. I don't know enough about it to speak on it like with any form of intelligence. Therefore, I don't.
There's
but
no
I'd
way
love to get somebody on the show who is into it.
There's no way it's a single person. There's a 0% chance that is true, in my opinion.
Is that what they're saying to begin with?
Like, QAnon is one of the main theories is that he or she is as someone at the NSA.
Okay.
That's been leaking documents and little tidbits of facts over the last, 10 years.
Yeah.
But no way.
Okay.
Because eventually, over time, with enough leaks, they would find out who had access to that information, because it's all compartmentalized, and you would be able to whittle down a list to just a couple of people, and then you fucking inspect their media and shit like that. There's no fucking way it's one person. If it's anybody at all, like, it's probably just a moniker under which people operate, the same as Anonymous. Like,
okay.
Anonymous isn't a real organization.
Yeah.
It never was. It was just a bunch of fucking retards doing.
I don't believe anything on Anonymous anymore. When it first came out, I was like, "Oh, this is cool and fun," but it kind of petered out. QAnon is still going, and I see it pop up in Facebook feeds and shit all the time. I'd love to have somebody on the show who is knowledgeable about it to discuss it, because there's some shit there where I'm like, maybe that's plausible, but I don't know. You feel free to DM us if you're in that world. Maybe we should just do a whole QAnon show. Is there a website where we can just put up a fucking
I have no idea.
call center for it?
I know that if we started talking about QAnon exclusively on the show for a whole episode, something technologically would go wrong. Because it happened with China and Iran. So
Our computers would melt on our laps. Look, kids, we appreciate you stopping by with us today. We will be in the new studio soon. Go to iTunes and rate Drinkin Bros podcast a 5-star and give us a quick review. It really helps scoot us on up the charts. I guess it goes by reviews and like 5 stars and all that other shit. So go there today and do it. And then, as always, if you're just listening to the audio show and want to watch the video show, subscribe to Drinkin Bros podcast on YouTube. Slowly but surely, we've crossed 50,000 subscribers to that channel. And against all odds, against all shadow bans, we've been able to do it. So maybe if we hit 100, they'll let us go.
who knows?
Who knows? We don't know.
They'll probably ban us at 100.
Zach Hurd, let us know if you want to get your dick sucked live on air. We'll try to make that happen from a porn star. We'll see. Yeah. He was great on the hockey show, by the way.
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
And we didn't even suck his dick. Imagine how good he'd be afterwards.
Fuck, dude. He'd be able to tell us who's going to win the Stanley Cup.
Maybe. I don't know. I think it might be the Golden Knights.
Golden Knights have moved on. Yeah. That was my choice. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to watching tonight's shenanigans as well. I believe it's Kamala. Am I saying that right?
Kamala, yeah.
Kamala Harris tonight's. And the odd part about it is Barack Obama is going to speak after her. One would think that you would want the vice presidential nominee
what does
to
Barack
speak
Obama
last,
have to say exactly? What did he do?
He was president.
He was black for 8 years.
Yeah. He was president.
He passed a healthcare bill that fucking butt fucked the American public. Mm-hmm. And then what else?
That's about it.
Like, really, what else was what would he say are his accomplishments? The Lilly Ledbetter Act?
Gay marriage and probably killing bin Laden.
He didn't want to do the marriage equality thing. Biden fucked him over.
Yep.
On live television. And so he had to do it. The bin Laden thing, anybody would have done that.
Yeah. Any president.
Like, let's thank the people at the CIA for finding bin Laden.
Yeah.
And not the jackass. Like, during that whole 2012 campaign for Obama, whenever all the liberals are like, he killed fucking bin Laden. He didn't do shit, motherfucker. What trigger did he pull? Nothing. That guy's a coward. Fuck him. His ears are too big. They won't fit in the helmet. You can tell.
I'll pop over tonight in between the NFL or the NBA playoffs and give it a look.
I'm not watching any of that.
And then free the Big Ten, dude. Let Ohio State play this year. I heard there's a meeting on Friday. We shall see. We're here with you Monday through Saturday, though, kids. So feel free to drop by. We try to go live every day. Tomorrow we got fake news right around the 2:30 p.m. Eastern time area, and it'll be a banger as usual. For D'Anthony Holloway, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Drinkin Bros. Good night,